All right, guys, let's jump into it real quick. Season 9.1 has dropped. It's been out for about a week, and I want to discuss it. I want to go over it. I want to talk about what it means, and I want to talk about why you might not think it's a huge deal, but I actually think 9.1, Season 9.1, is going to set us up for long-term success here in Vigor and is ultimately going to be huge for gamers in the long run. We'll go over it. We'll talk about it. But before we do, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We stream every Tuesday. We drop videos every Thursday. We're all things Vigor all the time. In talking about this, I did drop a poll over on the community channel here. And this is what I dropped the day that it came out. You can see almost 400 people voted here. What are your thoughts on the 9.1 update? Love it, hate it, meh. Now, we got a couple of comments there, but I want to focus on this poll. 32% of people said I love it, 6% of people said I hate it, and 62%, the vast majority, said meh. Now, what does meh mean? Well, meh ultimately means, yeah, it's no big deal, right? And I totally understand why players see that. I think at first look, when you're first looking at 9.1, you're not seeing a whole lot of in-game features. You're not seeing a lot of changes to matches or anything like that. And in doing so, it can feel a little meh. But let's go over real quick why I think this is actually a really big update for Upland. And again, I think it's going to pay off dividends in the long run. And the first thing that I want to talk about here, now, obviously Legacy Season 2 is here. I'm not going to go over everything in this update, but I want to talk about some key things that I think are secretly a big deal. First thing is the store. The store has been reworked. There's a new cosmetics store, and we've revamped the way, or they've revamped, sorry, the way that the feature store works. And so let's take a look. So right now we have the maps. When you used to hit right bumper, you used to hit your equipment screen, right? But look what is there now. Now's the store. You have to go all the way over here to get to your equipment. You can also just hit left bumper, but they put it at the end. They put it where the store used to be. Why is that? Because you've got to now pass the store. This makes it more accessible. I would spend seasons with never even going into the store. Never going into the store. Now I can't help it but go into the store. And so they've reworked here the featured section, making it so close to, in between things that you use on a regular basis, like your map and your battle pass there. Thus showing off and highlighting some of the cosmetics. Remember, Vigor is a free-to-play game. And so a lot of you might like, well, they're just trying to sell stuff. It's a free-to-play game. It's free. You're playing it for free. In order for them to continue, they have to make money. And if they're making money, and if they're making a lot of money, more money, it's going to benefit us as gamers. We're going to be able to get the features that we want. We're going to be able to get the events that we want. We're going to be able to see Vigor continue to grow, adjust, and become the game that we really want it to be and have come to love. Now, within the store here, over on the cosmetic side, this is the biggest change right here. I mean, look at this right here, just showing off skins. You can see them. You can spin these around. Again, right in front of your face. This is absolutely huge. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the new I'm not a huge fan of the new Mamba skin, but I am a huge fan of the new Nebula skin. Look at that. They put it front and center. What does this do to you? What does this scream? This screams, let me buy that. Let me buy that 6/6 skin. Now, with previous versions of the store, of the cosmetic store, it was honestly no big deal. It was like, meh, I don't need that. This puts it front and center. This details to you the skins that you're going to get, the price it's going to be, and what does it do? It makes you want to buy it. Skins become worth it because you can come, dude, check out my, hey, check out my skin. I got this new Nebula skin. Check it out on the bugle right here. So sick. You couldn't necessarily do that before. Another move that's smart. And again, while it's not a gameplay move, it's not adding new features. It is going to, I think, pay off in the long term for Vigor because Vigor is a free-to-play game. They need to generate revenue, and this is a great way to do it, giving us stuff that we want at a reasonable price. Now, whether or not it's a reasonable price or if crowns need to be adjusted a little bit, we can discuss that. That's a separate discussion. But being able to see the things you want to buy up close, personal, in a way that displays it and shows it off is absolutely huge. And I think that this is big. Now, the other thing is over here. I think what we're beginning to see here is the maturity of Vigor. Vigor really coming into its own. Look at the new crowns. Now, this isn't something, again, that you're thinking, well, who the hell cares what crowns look like? Dude, this just looks better. This looks mature. This looks like something that is serious. It's something that I need to buy and get here. Before it was just a little bit silly. It was off. It didn't have the right feeling. This has the right feeling to me. Again, a lot of you might think I'm crazy here. You might think I'm silly. I think everything they've done with the store in this update is absolutely huge. Actually, look, do I have an update? I do. We don't bother. We'll wait on that. We'll wait on that for my improvement there. The long-term success of Vigor will depend on how many people are playing the game, number one, and then how many people are spending money in their store, number two. Without that, if they're not doing it successfully, we're not going to have a game. If they're not doing it successfully, they're not going to be able to add the features that we want to see come to this game. And so I think these are absolutely huge. I think reworking it with the location, how it looks, particularly right here in the cosmetics, is absolutely ginormous. Now let's talk about a couple other things. The other thing that you can now do is you can apply headgear and face gear separately, so it's not one item. Again, further customization. What does that entail? That entails cosmetics. That means that now you can get more cosmetics. You can buy more cosmetics, different types of cosmetic, and really make your character look unique. Ties in again to the store. Again, long-term success of Vigor. I think we're seeing the maturity of Vigor. Vigor's growing up. We're getting into that next stage, and I think we're going to see big things coming from Vigor in the future after this update, this slight tweak. Now, we're not without gameplay features, and we've got some big gameplay features here. Number one, with the Buggle Bugle. Now, a lot of people are talking about how it's nerfed. We're now down at 25 rounds here in a clip. Also, they did adjust the bloom. The bloom is a little bit different. It's a little bit wider. Adjusted. And a lot of people are saying, oh, the Bugle's nerfed. The Bugle's a fantastic gun. It is not nerfed. I've used it in multiple matches. Honestly, going to 26 or 25 rounds is not a huge deal. On a 3-shot burst, I very rarely ever get down to that. If I do, I'm taking cover and I can reload. So it's no big deal. I think what they're doing is making the Bugle a little bit more accurate. And I really don't think, look at Bloom is really not affecting that much because of that 3-shot burst. I don't think it's nerfed. I don't think you're going to see it nerfed too much. I know it's kind of the meta right now, or at least the meta for a lot of people. It is the meta for me. It's just a great gun. It's a great gun in real life. It's one of the top tiered guns. It's not the most top tier gun. There's a debate on whether it should be one of those most top tier guns, but it is a fantastic gun, so I don't think you're going to see it muted or nerfed too much. I think this might be the extent of it, but we'll see. I don't mind this move. A lot of people that are big Bugle fans are complaining. Not a big deal to me. The thing that I do love, and this is huge, again, a quality of life. Before, you used to have to come into a match and you used to have to right bumper, hit a weapon before you were able to switch to that weapon by hitting Y. That kind of made no sense. No other game in the world does that. It was tedious. It was just the mechanic that you lived with, you got used to. However, check this out. I now no longer have to switch. I can just hit Y, and I can just switch to my buttons right away. This is huge. It's basically going to take away this wheel unless you're switching to your ulterior weapons, your sidearms and such. But ultimately, this just improves. This just makes sense. It puts it on par with other games. I like this move, being able to hit Y. And so, again, overall, was this a huge update? We've had bigger updates when it comes to gameplay. But I think secretly, I think behind the scenes, I think this little quality of life with the quick switch button, I think nerfing the Bugle, I don't want to call it a nerf. I want to call it an adjustment to it. And then I think the deal with the updates to the store, how the store is handled, where it's at, how it highlights things, the new artwork, I think shows a maturity, and I think is going to pay off long terms for Season 9.1. Where would I put it in the mid-season updates? It wouldn't be the top, that's for sure. It wouldn't be the bottom either. I would put it somewhere in the middle to upper middle. I think this is an update that we don't see the benefits of right away. I think we will see these benefits long term. Overall, I really like it. I like what they've done here. I'd like to know what you guys think. What do you think? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think that this is a money grab, or do you think that this is them setting themselves up for the future? Again, my opinion, this is a free-to-play game. They've got to make moves like this to be successful for the long term, and they made some good moves here. I mean, just with this alone. I'd like to see them do something a little bit more intense here on the featured store. I'd also like to see some more regular hard discount stuff. Honestly, when I see discounts in the featured store, they're still so expensive. I'm not sure that they're an actual discount. I have no context for relation of prices. So I think there could be some rework there. Again, overall, Season 9.1, I think really solid. And I think it's something that's going to pay off in the long term. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. And we'll see you guys in the